Hello, guys. Mic test. Hello. Ah. Mic test. If you hear me, please let me know. Hello, guys. Hi. Good Thursday. And it's 5:24 a.m. And now I have prepared chicken breast, tomato, one not that big, but decent tomato. And this is the one which is called yogurt, big yogurt, super big size. The height is almost my face. And I have 1 cup of water, and this is ice, and this is hot water. So, mic test. So, if you hear me clear, then I will start the Supermoon live soon. Sound checking. Okay, that's awesome. Then I'm gonna play the music. I'm gonna play music. Oops. So let me start this promoting. Okay. thinking these days, you should think about yourself. How many books I have read recently? Because when I feel nervous, I'm thinking back of my daily life and counting the books I've read last month, and almost every time I feel nervous about the situation surrounding myself, I'm not, I realized that I was not that diligent about reading, because reading always gave me the lesson about every aspects of my life. So, and gratitude journal as well. So this is really simple way to solve your daily mental problem, and it's very easy way, right? Just reading more than maybe 50 pages in a day or 100 pages in a day. That's nothing. That's that's not actually the pages you read is not that important. Your attitude toward books and your habit in the morning, that makes you feel sometimes, oh, I can do this kind of stuff, and that makes you are kind of brave person, or just it gives you a self-esteem. And also of course it gives you knowledge about the contents the book has. So, and you guys are here right now, and that means you're reading and studying. So I think you are doing great, and you are doing actually amazing. And okay, let me give you a simple tip about reading books. Okay, if you have written books before, maybe you already know about this kind of simple tips for reading. So if you want to write a book, you should think about the contents first, right? So contents list is really important, but a lot of people skip this chapter, this area, because it's some you just want to get start your reading, right? Because you are curious about the detailed things in the book. But actually, a lot of authors and writers of books are uh, having seriously much time to think about the contents lists, because they should they just do know about uh, listing chapters is really important to write a book. So listing chapter is very first part of writing books. When you make a PowerPoint or when you make a video contents, actually you should do the same way, literally same. So reading contents, and at the same time you can judge this book by reading the chapter list. And if you are interested, directly go to the chapter what you want to read first. So there's no rule to uh, read about book from the scratch. That's not a rule. So you can go to the direct chapters you want to read when you're reading through the whole contents. And if you are not satisfied its contents, then you can skip this book. That's a simple way. So um, yeah, just just consider about yourself. You are a writer, real writer, book writer, and there's you cannot write a book without content list, right? So if the content list is not good enough, actually, I can see that oh, this book is this book shouldn't be well made. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And the contents list should be written very simply because almost every readers they don't want to read content list carefully. So you should attract readers to read your books. And this is kind of intro of video contents. These days of uh, short type videos are very popular, especially in Instagram, like Reels and TikTok. They are only 15 seconds of video. So people are getting used to the short clip, even though YouTube videos are popular still. So you should attract readers, um, especially when readers try to read a book in the bookstores or a library. Uh, they go through the contents chapters, and the chapters that are not interesting, they just don't read the book. So writers must think about the contents chapters really carefully, and this is exactly like intro video. You should grab the attention of the people's mind. And my tip about just reading a content list, you can actually check the chapter you want to read first. So, if you read through the chapters at the contents, and there are some specific chapters you can feel interesting. So just check it, and if you want, just go first. And if you learn this kind of things, actually, uh, you should make a list about mm, know-how. You should make a know-how about book reading, and if you have those kind of habit or those kind of list, then actually you can write a book about how to read a book efficiently and effectively. So everyone can be a writer and also uh, I've written books just once. Actually, that was not book, just my thesis. but people call it book, right? So because people say you're author of journal, and I've written about I've written 4 papers for journals, and I've written just one thesis for the graduate school, my master's degree. And yeah, first thing I had to do was composing the chapters. Yes. And if you're if you have very mm, fragile mental, or if you have a weak mental, or if you think it's because of your physical status, because some people say, oh, just I'm so tired, so I should get sleep, but I know I have to study in the morning because I should develop myself to live uh, better life. But they say, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted because I should get back to work after 9 p.m., and I have to go to workout even though I'm tired, and do I have to wake up in the morning even though I'm tired? And they still are not figuring out that is because of their mental status, or that is because of their physical status. And actually they are connected each other, and they are interacting each other. If you have a weak mentor, then weak mind, actually that affects your body. Even though you have a very healthy body, you can be very lazy, right? And even though you have a very healthy mental, and you don't have enough power, you don't have enough energy about physical, then also it affects to your mental, right? So it's not about just one way. It's interacting. You should understand it all connected each other and interact. It affects each other. So you should care themselves at the same time. And some people may ask, how do I know I'm healthy or not, in body or in my mind? And actually, you can check it by asking your daily routine. Daily routine. And if you are not, uh, if you don't have workout routine for daily life, actually, that easily tells you uh, you are not that healthy enough. And if you don't stretch your body every day, I can easily say you are not flexible enough. And if you don't read every day, or if you don't have some fixed time to read a book in a week, or in a month, and in a year, then I can say you don't have uh, you are not just ready to make your mental stable. Or because if you if you don't have time to think about yourself, and that means reading time, then actually it is really hard to say to it's hard to say you are just ready uh, to say you have healthy mind or healthy mental status, because just thinking about yourself is really important about mental uh, health. And think about myself is related to reading a book, or sometimes just focusing on your mind like a meditation. And I hardly saw that um, meditation, uh, people who meditate, they read a book, and people who read a book, they also meditate, because they just cherish their mind and knowledge. So it's really rare to see who read and don't meditate, and who meditate and don't read. So that those are all related to think about yourself. So if you have studied about religious or philosophy, and also physics, if you think those are not connected, or those are not related to each other, but actually they are interacting each other, because in religious things, we we call God as mighty, and we just we say God is everywhere, and God is not disappearing, and God makes us possible, or just they just and in physics, there are things saying that energy is everywhere, energy doesn't disappear, and energy gives you power. So different term, and actually they consider those things as same elements. So as a scientist, I just I see people who are believing religious things really diligently, and I see people, the physicists, scientists who believe in science and energy, and they have very same phenomena, or they uh, uh, yeah, sometimes they describe very similar things. That's interesting. So sometimes you pray, like Brittany say, and sometimes the others think it as meditate. So uh, the detail is all, of course, can be different, but in the full, uh, from the very macro view, actually, it can be they can share the same area. They they have in common in same area. So actually, we can describe those things sometimes differently, but they do maybe they do the same thing. And I have no battery here, so how can I charge it? How can I charge this? Can I charge this?